Hello and welcome to another Button Mash Bros video. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to look at a few things that you need to know in order to get back into Battlefront 2. Some tips and tricks that will really help you as you're bringing yourself back into the game. Number one is a trick for dueling. This can appear in any game mode really that you're playing as a hero, but mostly it's going to appear in the 4v4 and 2v2 hero modes. When dueling, as in fighting another character, the act of actually dueling taking place is a pretty common occurrence. And learning how to fight properly with a lightsaber is something that's basically going to determine whether you win or lose every fight you have. In order to actually pull off this feat, you need to make sure that you're holding block. On PS5, which is what you're watching it on at the moment, this is the L2 button. As you're blocking, just the moment that somebody hits your saber with their own, you then press attack. And you can see this happening on some of the footage being run at the moment. What you'll see is a little animation that doesn't look like a full swing, but a weird sort of short half swing. But you'll see that you do damage on your score system in front of you, and you'll notice that you gain points and they lose health. What you really want is for somebody to keep blindly attacking you, and while they do, you'll just keep countering. It should mean that without having to do very much at all, you can actually win most fights. Of course, it's not an ideal world and that's unlikely to happen every time, but you will see that it can happen, especially with players who are new. If you don't do this tactic, you're likely to lose most one-to-one duels that you have, regardless of how good you are at the game, because the other person almost certainly will be able to do it. Number two, using powers appropriately. You can see here footage of me using an ability when somebody's blocking and it's useless. There's no impact, there's no output, and almost every power in the game will not go through a block. There are a few exceptions, but it's not really the thing to do. If somebody's blocking and you use a power, it's a waste. You need to time it when they're already attacking you, already moving but not dodging, or running away or jumping through the air. Most powers like this have to be used at these times. Otherwise you're wasting it, and you'll see that some powers have a 15, 20, 25 second recharge, at which point you'll have probably already lost the duel by the time you get to using them again. Make sure you time things right when using powers. It's totally about timing here, guys. You can see on the footage what happens when blocking, as I said before, and also you can see what happens if somebody's moving when you use the attack or jumping through the air as well, in order to gain full advantage. Obviously you follow this up with a number of other attacks as well, but not too many that they can start countering you, as mentioned in tip 1, just enough that they take some permanent damage to their health. Tip 3 is card selection. I think a lot of people just leave cards on for every mode. Not every card is appropriate for every mode, for some characters, depending on your playstyle, but it's certainly worth reviewing the cards that you've got equipped. Some cards, like the ones you can see on the screen for Darth Maul, just because he's my favourite character, are really useful in modes where there's a lot of gunplay. So if you're playing Conquest or Galactic Assault, it might be appropriate to do that, in that you're going to be shot at a lot. Whereas actually, it's not very useful for the mode I'm currently playing in the 2v2 duel, because the vast majority of opponents don't even have a gun. So just leaving it on is a total waste. Making sure you have the right things equipped at the right time might be the difference to winning or losing a fight, particularly if you win or lose by a few health. Next is blocking. Lots of players will run around just holding the block button for most of their time. This is irritating for you as the attacker because you won't be able to get through it, and if they don't attack you, the countering trick from earlier won't make any difference at all, and as we said earlier, skills mostly don't go through a block. So to begin with, it's fairly irritating. There are a few characters that can move through a block and a few skills that can move through a block. Kylo Ren's mid-attack, his frenzy, can go through a block on a couple of hits, but it's not really enough to win the fight, and it leaves you a little exposed. If somebody's blocking, the best thing to do is to dodge around them. You can see characters dodging around if you play any Battlefront map in 2v2 or 4v4, because characters are constantly sliding left, right and centre, trying to get around each other. The best thing to do is try and get behind somebody and hit them. Of course, they'll try and dodge, but ultimately one of you is going to come out on top. If you keep attacking the front, you could drain down their stamina bar, which you can see here on the screen in blue, just underneath their health. It's possible that that will wear them down, but it's easier to do that if you've got guns rather than a saber. Depending on your play style, it might be quite difficult to get through their block. The best thing to do is simply move around it, or try and lure them with somebody else, leading us on to our next point, which is team play. Team play is likely to result in a win here. If you join up with an ally and play 2v2 properly, as it's intended to be played, you're likely to win. If you have two people attacking one, it might seem unfair, but if one person runs off into attack, you're likely to win. Not a massive surprise there, guys. Try and engage with your teammate. Some people won't want this, some will want to do 1v1, and you'll see the now infamous blocking taunt that means you really want to do 1v1 fight. But if that doesn't appear and characters don't want to do that, or players don't want to do that, just go 2-on-1, 2-on-2, and you'll see here in the gameplay we're running 2-on-2 on this particular map on Naboo. I had no idea who the player was, I didn't know, and we didn't communicate, we just played together, and we easily won the fight. Make sure that you're actually playing with your teammate rather than two people playing two separate games, which is not really the way the game was intended to be played anyway. Lastly is don't ignore the gun combat. This is particularly focusing on modes that are hero-based. Obviously most of the modes in Battlefront 2 are gun-based and you get the odd occasional hero play, but most of the time it doesn't matter. On these modes it does. There are a few characters who are completely gun-based and have no ability to use the lightsabers or the Force. People think that they're always going to lose. Actually, most players underestimate gunplay and are not really prepared for it. They're prepared to fight, they might be really good at dueling, but they're probably not ready for, say, bombs that Bosca's laid on the ground, and they're not really ready to avoid them. Don't forget to use gunplay. Most players are not good at controlling that player. And that's it. We just wanted to give you a few little tips and tricks that should help you get back into the game. Hopefully these few minutes have proved helpful. If they have, drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a comment. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we could do to improve. Not all content will be Battlefront 2, but it's the game we're most immersed in at the moment. So hope everyone's having a good day. May the Force be with you.